here a football game that not only is a great rivalry game, Bud, but there's some stuff at stake here.
Well, you're right, Tom, and there used to be a lot of stuff at stake when these teams played back in the day when they were both really high-powered football teams, and the one year I think they both were in different groups that year playing for the South Jersey Championship, and yet there's always something special about Mainland Ocean City, whether it's in Linwood or whether it's here at the beach. And we talk every year. We talk about the rivalry, as you just mentioned, and there's also so much of somebody's wife or somebody's daughter went to Mainland and you went to Ocean City, and you start with Kevin Smith, who's a graduate of Mainland and now coaching the football team at Ocean City, and there are a lot of intertwined family relationships, if that's the right word, from here and across the bridge. And while the rivalry is a fierce rivalry, it's certainly a friendly, fierce rivalry for the most part.
Well, in fact, Chuck Smith and Kevin Smith were teammates, and in that particular, that was when Chuck was a senior and Kevin was a freshman. And that was in 1983. Ocean City beat them 28-0. And then Kevin had a good game his senior year, and Mainland beat Ocean City 27-6. So there's a lot of things. And of course, the people from Linwood and Summers Point come over here in the summer and work and go to the beach, and there's all kinds of other interactions. So it's a lively rivalry, and in all sports. In fact, the two schools shared the Ed Burns Award last school year for the top most championships by a Cape Atlantic League school. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting game. Mainland comes in with a 2-game winning streak, wins over Oakcrest 3-0, and Middle Township 28-17. And Ocean City has lost 3 in a row after winning their first 3, including last week's loss to Oakcrest. And by the way, Bud, Ocean City has the 3rd worst overtime record among any Cape Atlantic League school, 2-6.
Well, that's not a good thing to have,
No.
a good record to have.
It is not. All right. The Game of the Week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Signal Graphics on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township is your local commercial printer with the personal service you expect. Cut out the middleman. Save time and money. Signal Graphics prints full color in-house. Signal's state-of-the-art equipment and expert printing staff allows them to produce an excellent product for very low cost. For fast turnaround and great prices, call the Gunnels, Riley or Kay, at 609-569-9990. For special service, ask for Chugger. Signal Graphics. Nick's Pizza is a family business created more than 4 decades ago. Their latest pizzeria is at 2405 New Road in Northfield. They provide the same reliable and friendly service using only the freshest and finest ingredients that can be found in their other locations. Nick's has pizza to satisfy every taste: barbecued chicken, cheesesteak, Greek, Hawaiian, meat lovers, and Nick's white pizza. But there's more than pizza at Nick's. They have stromboli, hot sandwiches, club sandwiches, cold subs, burgers, and so much more. Nick's Pizza, 609-380-4300. Is that Pete Thompson standing out there in the middle of the field?
Yeah.
I guess he feels safer out there.
At least to start with.
Here's the national anthem, the Ocean City High School Band. It's almost time for the kickoff between Ocean City and Mainland, produced by Prime Events. Live radio coverage on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlanticare, and live online video at oceancitysports.com, made possible by Ulmer's Appliance Service, produced by Bill Shallcross and Crossover Productions and Matt Ulmer. So lots of action here. Ocean City 3-3, Mainland 5-2. As the captains for both teams come to the center of the field. Mainland is leading rusher Tyquan Campbell will not be playing. He hasn't played in the last 2 games. And their freshman running back, Mike Ordilli, is out with a sprained ankle. And Ocean City will play the rest of the season without Jake and Sarah, sophomore linebacker and running back who broke his collarbone. So there will be a couple of new faces spending a little more time on the field, especially defensively, for Ocean City.
You know, Tom, if we have just took my thought process away, grabbing that card from him.
Do you want it back?
No. I was going to say, if we have common opponents to look at, you know, based on some of the common opponents, this should be a pretty close football game. I mean, Oakcrest and Ocean City played in overtime. Oakcrest won last week. Mainland Oakcrest played, and the Mustangs won 3-0.
Right.
So you don't get much closer than that.
Well, along those lines, Ocean City beat Bridgeton 41-20. Mainland beat them 21-8. Ocean City beat Absegami 9-0. Mainland beat them 27-0. And then the Oakcrest, they're the only common opponents. They still have to play Egg Harbor Township on the night before Thanksgiving. So, yeah, they're comparable. There's no doubt about it. The one thing that isn't comparable is how they approach the game normally. Ocean City throws the football. You know, as a matter of fact, Ian Ungst has tied a school record with 6 straight 100-yard games. He has 1,180 yards, 11 touchdowns, and has thrown the ball 166 times. On the other hand, Mainland has thrown the football 44 times in 7 games. Completed 23 for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ocean City has apparently not won the toss for the first time this year, unless they took the ball. I missed the toss of the coin, but Ocean City will be receiving. Mainland has their backs to the ocean, and there's a little bit of a wind, but nothing real serious. And hopefully there's not going to be any rain until about 9:30.
Yeah, I was thinking if the game was going to be over or not before these 50-mile-an-hour winds show up, that might create some havoc on the passing and the kicking games.
And, of course, you have to have a game in by tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, or it won't count in the NJSA playoffs. Here's the kick. It's toward the sidelines. Ocean City lets it go. It's out of bounds, and the Raiders will take the football undoubtedly. They're very cautious about that because of what happened up at Triton. Ocean City will start with the football. Are they going to make them kick again?
I think they're putting it out there on the 35, the 30.
Frank Burbridge, the referee. Yep, they're going to start on the 35. You were right the first time, I think.
I thought so. But then the players were closer to the 30. I thought, well, maybe I made a mistake.
Yeah.
It happened before. Is this like the 3rd time Dave Weinberg's been here sitting next to us? I feel like privileged.
Yeah, oh no, it's an honor.
He's trying to get me to jump off that darn Kate Nate bird.
Ungst alone in the backfield. 5 receivers set. Drops back. Throws over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Trying to get it to Bill Kroger, but good defense by Mainland. Chipping it away, I believe, was Brandon Batts, the 5'11", 177-pound junior. The 2 guys to watch for on this Mainland defense are number 52, Sonny Frazier, a 5'11", 206-pound senior, and number 43, Drew DeMorat, a 6', 203-pound junior. His dad, Gene DeMorat, was a great player at Millville and at Princeton. Ocean City, 2nd and 10. Ungst looks, fires over the middle. It's caught by Schneider. Schneider's at the 50, at the 40, and he's down to the 36-yard line for an Ocean City first down.
Well, you know, again, back in the day, we used to talk about Ocean City would run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Here we come, see if you can stop us. And they are 180 degrees from that this year. I mean, you know, they mixed the pass and the run the last few years. This year, they want to throw the ball, it seems like 60% of the time.
56.1 to be exact. They run it 43.9%. I don't know if it's ever been with a passing heavier than the rushing. And all the times we've been keeping that. Now they run the ball off the right side for about 5 or 6 yards into the 30-yard line.
Well, I think you'll see Mainland will bring pressure on numerous occasions. It's just a chess match as to when they're going to blitz and when they're not.
Isaac Wilson, who carried the ball, limps off the field, replaced by Brandon Pokras. Receiver to the right, slot to the left. Pokras gets the ball and maybe half a yard, but it's going to be third and about 3 or 4 yards to go for Ocean City.
Yeah, and Raiders are like, they don't huddle. They get up to the line of scrimmage right away. They get their signals from the sideline like you see a lot of the colleges do.
And they're wearing the black pants tonight.
Yep.
Black pants, red jerseys, and black helmets. They've been wearing the red pants. See if that changes their luck, I guess. Pokras is hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. DeMorat in on the tackle. As we said, you're going to hear a lot about him. His dad is now an orthopedic surgeon. Was a great player at Millville, and there's a pretty good chance that his son here might head to a place like Princeton. I understand his grade point average is 4.8.
Not bad. 4.8 out of 4.
Yeah,
that's probably right. Out of 4.
Yeah. Puts him in Bud Ring territory, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
4th and 4, Ocean City's going to go after it. They're at the 30-yard line of Mainland.
This will be a pass.
They shift Conte. Looking to swing him out of the backfield, and the pass is low and incomplete. And Ocean City will turn over the football. Mainland will take over on its own 30-yard line.
Well, I think Ian Ungsaw had him wide open over there in that little swing pass, and probably good enough for the first down had it been complete. And I think he just kind of, I don't know, he didn't get the ball to him. He didn't make as good a pass as he would have liked to, but maybe the fact that he was so wide open just kind of surprised him a little bit, and he just kind of tried to aim it out there to him, just let him a little too much.
Brandon Lynn, the leading tackler on this team, has been for the last 2 years. They lost Jake and Sarah, the number 2. And Mainland tends to run the ball, but they have thrown it. Double wing formation. Hall waits the snap. He's got a man in motion. He gets the ball to the short side, avoids one tackle, and gets out to the 35 or 36-yard line. That's Joe Massari. He's 5'7", 147 pounds, scored 4 touchdowns in their last game against Middle Township.
Coming in, Tom, and after the first couple games, I kind of felt like the strength of Ocean City's defense was against the run. They're pretty strong up there in that front 4, front 7 or 8, whatever you want to call it, depending upon how they line up on any given play. We'll see if that holds true.
Last 3 games, they had a 100-yard rusher against them in each of the last 3 games. Hall awaits the snap. He's got a back behind him. Snap gets past him. He chases it down at the 20, rolling and looking. He's wrapped up, spins out of another tackle, but pulled down at about the 12-yard line. A disaster for Mainland. It looked like a good snap, but a little height-wise, but a little off to the side, and it zipped right past Hall.
I almost think he took his eye off the ball just at the last second, was looking to see where the defense was coming from, and he did have the ball like in his hands. I mean, if he's a receiver, he's got to catch that. But, it just slipped right on through.
Back to the 13-yard line. They got to get to the 40, so it's 3rd and 27 for Mainland. Hall with receivers, slot to the right, receiver to the left. Takes a snap, hands it off inside, and spun to the ground for a gain of about a yard or 2.
Well, that may tell you all you need to know about how much Mainland wants to throw the football. I mean, although, 4th and 25, your chances of getting 25 yards on a pass play there are slim.
Yeah.
But
Kevin King on the stop for Ocean City. Jordan Lowry back to punt. Very good punter. Stetson his own 1-yard line. Ocean City's 2 backs are at the 48, their own 48. Good snap, good rush, real good rush. I don't even know how he got it off. Schneider takes it at the Mainland 48. He's inside the 40 at 35. At the 30, avoids another tackle, pulls a tackler down to about the 17-yard line. two big plays here in the early going by Jake Schneider.
I couldn't tell if that one official in the back threw a flag or not, Tom, around the 30-yard line. I don't see the flag, but I thought I saw one come out. Yep, blocking the back against the Raiders on the return.
So that'll put the ball at the 40-yard line.
I see the flag now. It's sitting right on the 30-yard line on that white stripe.
So a 10-yard penalty against Ocean City, and they will start on the Mainland 40-yard line.
I'll tell you, Schneider's got some great moves. He's exciting to watch, a sophomore. You know, I won't be surprised if we see King run the ball a little bit tonight too, Tom. They're a little thin at running back, and Kevin King, he ran the ball very, very well. I don't remember him running the ball last week at all, but earlier he ran the ball pretty well in a couple of games, I thought.
Schneider reminds you a little bit of Chris Turner. Hasn't got as many return opportunities until tonight. Ungst in the pistol, puts Conte in motion, drops back, throws over the middle. It's caught by Schneider. Schneider at the 25 and down close to the 20 for a first down.
Well, Mainland obviously expecting Ocean City to throw the ball quite a bit. I mean, they know their tendencies. They've seen enough film, and they're playing a single deep safety, a good 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, and the pass was completed up underneath him. So this, again, these aren't two mirror teams like in the old days.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line. Ungst looks to the sideline. He's in the pistol. Slot to the left. Checks the sidelines again. His pass is caught by Lashley at about the 7, maybe into about the 6-yard line.
Nice little post pattern there by Lashley. A good pass from Ungst on a timing pattern. Threw the ball to the spot, and Ungst beat the defender to it, although real good coverage on the play as well.
It is difficult to cover these 4 receivers Ocean City has. Lashley leads all Cape Atlantic League receivers in yardage. Schneider is third, and both Kroger and Beckman are up there as well. Back to throw. Deep in the end zone. It's caught. Is he inbounds? Yes! Touchdown, Ocean City.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I didn't think that he was going to be able to stay in bounds.
9th touchdown for as a receiver for Brandon Lashley in his 10th of the season. He also returned an interception. Brandon McGonigal to kick the extra point. Brendan McGonigal is a freshman. The kick is up, and it's good. Brendan McGonigal, Bud, actually kicked the 2 extra points last week against Oakcrest, and we misidentified him. So he's now 3 for 3 on the season, and Ocean City has a 7-0 lead with 6:24 remaining in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, and a really just a perfectly thrown ball. And again, I didn't think he was going to be able to catch it in bounds, but a real nice catch against that end line and sideline combined. Just real nice play.
Game of the Week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. That was the 12th touchdown pass of the season for Ungst, and the 9th touchdown reception of the season by Lashley. Looking over the Cape Atlantic quarterbacks, he's third. Ed Jamison of Millville with 16. Ryan Yost of Holy Spirit has 14. Here's the kickoff coming from Soto. He kicks it down to about the 26-yard line. Returning it up the middle was Kyle Campbell. But Campbell's brought down by Nick McCardle on a one-on-one tackle. And Mainland will put it into play on its own 32-yard line. So a bad snap or a bad snap exchange, whatever you want to call it, hurt Mainland in their first possession. Ocean City got a good punt return, and bang, they're in the end zone. So it's 7-0 Ocean City. Mainland goes on the offense. Dean Hall in the pistol with a back to his right. Stops, throws. It's incomplete. Oop. apparently he did catch it. Kyle Campbell makes the catch for about a 5-yard gain out to the 36-yard line. So a gain of about 4. Call it 2nd and 6. Mainland, as we said, comes in with a 2-game winning streak. And Ocean City, after winning its first 3, has lost its last 3. The winner of this game will clinch at least the tie for the Independence Division Championship. In the pistol, slot to the left, receiver to the right. Hall puts a man in motion, hands the ball up the middle, and spinning for a few yards is Jose Salome, a 5'7", 175-pound senior. Again, we mentioned Mainland's leading ground gainer, Tyquan Campbell, not playing for the 3rd straight game. And a freshman whom they're high on, Mike Ordilli, is out with a sprained ankle. So their rushing attack is depleted. But don't forget Dean Hall. He's a quarterback that can run with the football. 3rd down and about 3. The ball's out at the 39-yard line. Trips to the left, receiver to the right. Hall takes a snap. Quick pass in the flat is caught by Campbell. Campbell's hit immediately and brought down for a loss. Loss of a yard or 2. Great pressure in there for Ocean City. Lynn was in the vicinity. Travis Sturley, that aggressive Ocean City defense. It's 4th down and about 5 yards to go. And another punting situation for the Mustangs. Jordan Lowry to kick. And Schneider and Lashley, both dangerous, back at around their own 30 to 25-yard line.
You know, Tom, that the first score is always important for the momentum. And
here's a crazy snap, and again, Ocean City surrounding the punter. Fair catch called by Lashley at the other end at the 32, and the punter, or somebody from Ocean City rather, is down on the field. Now they're pulling him up to his feet, which is always a little dangerous, but he comes jogging off. An Ocean City player shaken up on the play, goes right to the trainer. Anyway, they had the punter surrounded again, but he got it off and got off a nice kick. Ocean City puts it into play on their own 31. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. One of 2 things is going to happen on these punts. Somebody's going to block one, or they're going to get a roughing the kicker penalty.
Ungst awaits the snap. Whoop, now he checks the sidelines. Mainland shifts as he does. Then they shift back again. Still looking at the sidelines.
That's cat and mouse. There's no question about it.
1st and 10 from the 32. Ungst gets the snap. Keeps it off the left side, and he's out to about the 35-yard line.
You know, the linebackers, Frazier that time in particular, will be up at the line of scrimmage, make it look like he's going to blitz. He backs off. He moves back up. He backs off. You know, all the while, the Raiders are trying to make a final decision on what offensive play they want to run based on what the defense is doing. So, as I said, it's a game of cat and mouse, and, you know, sometimes they're going to blitz and sometimes they're not. You just have to figure out when.
Ungst leads the team in rushing, not only as setting passing records, he's the leading rusher. Picks up about 3 on that play. 2nd and 7. Ungst drops straight back. He's under pressure, and he's hit. Hit back around the 26-yard line, taken down for Mainland by 3 or 4 defenders. One of the first guys to get to him was Stefan Lorick, 5'10", 168-pound senior.
I think Desmond Barlow also, Tom, a 5'10", 187-pound senior.
Yeah, I think that's who it was. He's number 8. The other guy's number 6, but the numbers look alike. Anyway, it's 3rd and about 15 for Ocean City. Raiders look to the sidelines. Ungst now set again. Steps up, avoids the first rush. Rolls to the right. He's going to run down the right sideline, and he's driven out of bounds for a gain of about 5 or 6, maybe a little bit more, but well short of the first down, just across the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that time the Mustangs had good pass protection back. Well, pass defense, I should say, not pass protection, but had all the receivers covered, and really Ungst had nobody to throw to, tried to make something out of it, gained about 7-8 yards, but certainly not enough for the first down. The Raiders punt for the first time.
Joe Rapetti is on to punt for Ocean City. Joe Massari back in single safety at his own 30 for Mainland. Returned to kickoff for a touchdown against Middle Township. Good rush, high kick toward the sidelines. Massari catches it at the 30, and he's brought down at about the 34-yard line. It almost went out of bounds.
Yep.
But he caught it right at the sidelines. Ted Grimley made the stop.
Nice job fielding that punt. I think that's one of the most difficult things to do in football is to look up in the sky and concentrate on that ball and watch it into your hands when you got opposing jerseys bearing down on you, hoping you don't call for a fair catch.
Yeah, exactly. Jose Salome in the backfield. Actually, there's two backs. It's like a power pistol. Here's the snap. They give it to Salome. He finds some room off the right side. Then he's stopped abruptly at about the 39-yard line. A gain of about 5.
We had a host of Raiders in there that time. Lastly, one of them getting up off the bottom of the pile.
2nd and 5. Mainland, and it's just short of its own 40. Trailing 7-0.
One of the things that the Raiders have done defensively, I felt, Tom, that was, to their credit, was they don't let one guy make the tackle. I mean, everybody's jumping to the ball.
They don't give up on the first hit.
Yep.
That's right. They come and help. Receivers to both sides. Hall takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. Looks like he's got the first down. We will see. It's Salome again. Yep, first down right at the 45-yard line.
Man, the Mustangs run that little option play. Most of the teams run that. Ocean City runs the same play.
And as we mentioned before, Hall can run with the football. He's number 2 on the team in rushing yardage, and the number 1 guy isn't playing, so he's the top ground gainer they have on the field. In the pistol. He's got a receiver to each side. Hall gives to Salome going right. He's being traced to the corner. He does turn the corner and picks up some yardage out close to midfield.
Boy, that was a quick handoff and a quick running back there. Salome showed really good speed. I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, and he did. Able to pick up 5 yards. Good run.
Got to midfield. 2nd and 5. Clock stops. He went out of bounds.
I think your momentum usually lasts. You score a touchdown, your momentum lasts for that defensive series. And if it's a big defensive series, you might gain a little bit longer. But I think whatever momentum the Raiders had is gone now.
Receivers left and right. Hall with 2 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap. Again, Salome. And he stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, real good tackle that time. It's a little difficult to see these numbers. Saw that.
3rd and 5. Beckman checks into the game for Ocean City. Mainland breaks the huddle.
Mainland numbers are easy to see, Tom.
Yeah. Just simple green on white. In the pistol, Hall. Receiver to each side. Takes the snap, rolling to the left. Fakes a run. Now he tries to get to the sidelines. He does. He gets out of bounds, but he's short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and about 1.5 yards, 2 yards to go for Mainland.
Interesting choice here. Might be a little early in the game to gamble here at midfield. We got almost 1.5 yards, maybe a yard, depends where they put the ball.
Just over 1 yard. Yep.
I think they are going to go for it.
Well, Hall's still out there checking the sidelines.
They try to draw the Raiders offside. But you can bet that defensively, I think everybody will be up around that line of scrimmage.
21 seconds left in the first quarter. Play went out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. Mainland's not showing any signs of breaking the huddle here, so they're going to use a timeout. Timeout called by the Mustangs. They trail 7-0. They've got a 4th and about 1 yard to go at the Ocean City 46-yard line, and they're going to take time to talk about it. Vince Ionace, the certified public accountant in Northfield, concentrates in the following areas: individual and business taxation, tax resolution services, bookkeeping and payroll, and sales taxes. Vince Ionace, his offices are at 231 West Glen Cove Avenue, at the corner of Route 9 in Northfield. Phone 609-677-4977. Vince Ionace wants to solve your tax and accounting problems. The game also brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. This is the only 6 o'clock game in the area. At 7 o'clock, it's Atlantic City at Timber Creek, Delsey at Bridgeton, EHT at Absegami, Lower Cape May at Gloucester, Middle Township at Pleasantville, St. Augustine at Williamstown, and St. Joe at Holy Spirit. We'll try to keep you posted on those games. 4th and a yard. Hall. 2 backs in the backfield with him, receiver to each side. That's DeMorat in the backfield. He shifts to the left side. It was a high snap, but they get the first down. Salome fires off the left side and gets it into about the 41 or 42-yard line to keep Mainland's drive alive.
Well, when you get a power back in front of a running back, you got to guess that that's the way they're going to go on short yardage, especially for a team that runs the football. And yet Salome actually went to the right a little bit as he got to the line of scrimmage, saw that little hole, and was able to easily get the first down yardage needed.
So it's 1st and 10 for Mainland at the Ocean City 41-yard line as the first quarter comes to an end. Ocean City on top by a score of 7-0. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Shoppy's is even better online. You probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com, you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of gifts. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shoppy's since 1921. Don't forget, if you want to keep track of what's going on in high school sports, you want to visit coastsportstoday.com every day. It's the only place you'll find award-winning journalist Brian Kniff and his coverage, video, photo, and otherwise. coastsportstoday.com. Make it a regular part of your day. Here we go. Mainland 1st and 10 on the Ocean City 41. Hall takes a snap, rolling right, looking downfield, passes toward the sideline. It's too high for Joe Massari. And he's 5'7", so that happens probably once in a while. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Oh, you had him over there. The coverage was slacked off. He had him over on the sideline pretty much wide open for about a 5 or 6 yard gain over there. Just ball overthrown. And I think from a quarterback standpoint too, Tom, just like any other sport, like a pitcher or like a shooter in basketball, you get into a rhythm, and if you don't throw the ball much, as an offense, I think it's harder to get in that throwing rhythm sometimes.
2nd and 10 at the Ocean City 41-yard line. Hall takes the snap, hands it off, barely got the handoff to Salome, but he gets into the 35-yard line. He was going full speed when he got to Hall, and he managed to get it into his gut, but he picks up about 6.
Yeah, and they're in 4-down territory here at the 35-yard line. I mean, if they were in 4-down territory at the 45-yard line, they're going to be, you would think they'd be the same thing here, depending on what happens here. I mean, unless it's a big loss or something on the play.
3rd and 4. 2 backs in the backfield. Hall awaits the snap, takes it. It's again high, and he hands it off the right side, and there's some running room down inside the 25. Salome gets to about the 24-yard line for another Mainland first down.
Don't need to worry about 4-down territory there. The Raiders mostly play a 2-deep zone in that secondary. Today, it looks like they got a single safety because they don't expect that Mainland will throw the ball as much as some of the teams that they have played previously. So they are focusing on the run, but right now Mainland's running the football against them pretty well on this drive.
1st and 10 at the 24. Their last drive was ruined by a bad snap, or a snap that got by the quarterback. Trips to the left, receiver to the right. Hall takes the snap. Again, it's Salome. This time he's hitting the backfield and driven backwards by Will Drain, a 6'2", pound sophomore.
Yeah, he had some help there as well. Drain was the first one to hit him. He had some help from Austin Green.
Back to the 27-yard line. Speaking of Austin Green, in his career, Austin Green has tackles for losses that total 171 yards. So with a break here or there, they still have 4 games left. By the end of his career, he may have pushed the other team back 2 lengths of the football field.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it isn't. Slot to the left, receiver to the right. Hall in the pistol, second and about 12 or 13 yards to go. High snap again. He handles it, no trouble. Scrambling now up the middle and manages to make something out of it. He gets inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. As you can see that Hall knows what he's doing when he runs with the football. He got it back to about the original line of scrimmage, I think.
Yeah, he wanted to throw that down the left sideline, and he had a couple receivers out there, and both well covered by the Raiders. So tucked it under and ran. And you can tell knows what he's doing when he's running also, because he gets in a proper position when he's about to be tackled.
Yeah. Slot to the left, receiver to the right. Hall in the pistol. Waits a snap. Takes a snap. Drops back to throw. Throwing down that left sideline. Double coverage. And it's batted away by Ocean City.
Wow. There's a flag. They're going to call pass interference, I think. That's a tough call.
Officials they're waiting for the official to come back with the ball. But it's a penalty, a pass interference penalty against Ocean City that'll give Mainland a first down, their 4th, and put them inside the 15-yard line.
Good one-on-one coverage out there, and then safety help at the last minute. And I don't know, it was kind of far from here, but it looked like pretty well defensed. But the flag came out right away, so obviously the official saw something from down there we can't see from up here.
Ball's on the 12. 1st and 10 for Mainland. Don't forget you can watch this game. Those of you listening on 106.3 The Shore, you can watch it at oceancitysports.com. And if you want to watch it later, it'll be up there. Handoff off the right side, running room for Salome, and he is in for the touchdown. Nobody signaled it yet, but he is. He's in for the touchdown. I guess this guy way down here in the corner did. So it's a touchdown for Mainland. They can tie the score. And with Sean Carey, they've got one of the best kickers in the league. 12-yard run for Salome.
Yeah, that was just a really good run around the right side.
Carey to kick, left-footed kicker. It's high and good.
So the Mustangs tie it up.
They do indeed. With 8 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the first half. And Ocean City will get the ball in the ensuing kickoff. It's known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn, individual servings, all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. Carey to kick off. Carey has 33 kicking points this year, including 5 field goals. Here's the kick. It's high. It hits at about the 15, bounces to the 11, and Lashley starts his run from there, brings it across the 20 to about the 22 or 23-yard line. So Ocean City back on its own 23 in a 7-7 game here with Mainland. Again, the winner will clinch a tie, at least a tie, for the Independence Division Championship. And, of course, it has impacted in the NJSIAA Group 4 playoff seedings and rankings, too. All right, back to the right in the pistol. Ungst with a slot to the right. Drops back to throw. Running away from trouble. He's wrapped up and pulled down at about the 16 or 17-yard line. And once again, it's Desmond Barlow, 5'10", 187-pound senior, who makes the stop. Ocean City has been sacked this season. They've got far more sacks than have been sacked. But they've been sacked. That's the 7th time, 2 in this game. Ocean City has 15 sacks of opposing quarterbacks. So it's 3rd down and about 16 or 17 yards to go for Ocean. Excuse me, 2nd down, 16 or 17 yards to go for Ocean City. Slot to the right. Ungst, quick pass out in the right flat. It's caught. Avoids the first guy and brings it out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down for Ocean City, 3rd and about 11 for the Raiders. In a 7-7 game, they're at their own 22-yard line. And if they don't get this 1st down here, they're going to give Mainland decent field position because they'll have to punt from deep in their own territory. Slot to the left, receiver to the right, and Ungst is alone in the backfield. Ungst takes the snap, steps up, throws long, way too long. Throwing down the middle probably for Kroger, but it was a good 4 or 5 feet over his head. So the pass is incomplete. Ungst got knocked down right after throwing it, and he's coming off the field slowly. But Ocean City's going to punt. In the punt is Joe Rapetti, standing back around his own 10-yard line. And Ungst is shaken up. He's talking to the trainer. There's the rush. He gets the kick away. It's low. It hits at the 50. And it's taken, and beautiful open field tackle at the 40-yard line. They didn't let Masseri get going. And that was, again, Ted Grimley, who's made a couple of plays like that already in this game.
That was a really good tackle, and I don't know. I think that's a case where Masseri's liable to be thinking to himself, maybe I should have let that one bounce around. But it worked out well for Mainland. And we talked about momentum, Tom, after the Raiders had scored, and Mainland certainly got some momentum of their own that time after they had scored on that 7-yard run, and then the defense came up real big on that series.
They did indeed. 7:19 remaining, first half. It's 7-7. Mainland with the ball at their own 40-yard line. They give it to Masseri, trying to get to the outside, and he doesn't get much. Maybe a yard or two before he's driven down right in front of the Mainland bench.
Yeah, this is, just like last week, this is a fast football game. We got 7 minutes to go in the first half, and the game only started 30 minutes ago.
Only one penalty. That's part of it.
Not a lot of incompletions.
No, right. 2nd and 9, gain of 1 to the 41. Brandon Batts splits to the right. There's 3 receivers out there. He's wide. Another receiver split to the left. In the pistol, it's Hall. Hall takes a snap. It's high again. He keeps it. He's grabbed by the shirt, and then help comes, and he's limited to about a 3-yard gain, just short of the 45-yard line.
Looked like Sterling and Green again on the tackle. That time he had an option play with a pitchback man. Mostly they'd just been running the ball up inside and making that decision there. But that time he rolled out himself and had a pitchback man to toss to if he wanted to. Salome was out there, but he chose to keep it himself. The Raiders were up to it.
3rd and about 6. The ball just short of the 45-yard line for Mainland. Receiver left, slot to the right. Hall puts it back in motion. Hands it to Masseri, and Masseri is nailed at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down.
A really good play there, Tom, by the Raiders. Again, Sterling getting up off the bottom of the pile, stayed home. Pretty good deception there by the Mustangs on that play, but it didn't fool the guys wearing red.
4th and 6. Jordan Lowry to punt. Lashley back in single safety. Only one guy back this time. Maybe they're going to send another guy after the punter. Lowry gets it away, but it's a low line drive. It's taken by Lashley at the 21-yard line. He's pulled down at the 20. Oh, he kept going. He somehow kept his balance. DeMorat thought he had him at the 20, but he squirmed ahead to about the 22.
It's also a dangerous reception there. That ball bounces so funny. I mean, a football obviously isn't going to bounce like a basketball, and yet, Lashley handled it well. I mean, you got to hope that ball just bounces straight back up to you if you're reaching for it, because all those white jerseys were right around you.
1st and 10, Ocean City from its own 22. 7-7, Raiders and the Mustangs. The series has been going on since the school opened over there in Linwood in 1961. Ungst in the game. In a shotgun, back to his left. Stops, throws over the middle. It's caught by Schneider. Schneider looks for room, and he's out close to the first down.
You know, I think Jake Schneider reminds me of, I mean, certainly not on his level, but reminds me of the same style of play as Deshaun Jackson. I mean, he's the guy you want to get him the ball in the open field and let him try to make guys miss. He's quick, he's small, and he does make guys miss.
Yep. Ball's out to the 33, 1st and 10. Ungst hands it off, and maybe 3 yards across the 35 to the 36. Mainland leads this series 26-19. Interestingly enough, Mainland has a 9-4 advantage here at Carey Stadium since the series resumed in 1993, and Ocean City leads 8-6 at Mustang Corral. So the home field hasn't been a big factor. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Ungst hands it off again, trying to get to the outside and stop for maybe a 1-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd down. Wilson couldn't get anything going there.
Yeah, again, well defense by Mainland. That's Hector Guerrero and Sonny Frazier, 2 linebackers making the stop. And, you know, when you're playing, expecting Ocean City to throw the ball as much as they do, the fact that you can stop the run, that's, you know, you're doing your job defensively.
3rd and 6. Ungst alone in the backfield, double slot. Groves is in the game at tight end. Ungst in trouble. He spins out of one tackle, but he's brought down again by Desmond Barlow. I think that might be his 3rd sack of the game. He got away from DeMorat, but Barlow ran him down, and Ocean City's been sacked 3 times here in the first half. As we say, coming into the game, only 5 in the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, DeMorat actually, I think, made that play defensively. At least he made it a lot easier for Barlow to make the stop. I mean, he had Ungst by the ankle. Ungst was pulling away from him and was just able to get that ankle free, and then got tackled.
Rapetti to punt, end-over-end kick toward the sideline is out of bounds. And it's going to be spotted somewhere near midfield with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. The ball's going to be on the Mainland 48-yard line. So Mainland, tie game, has the ball with 3:23 remaining in the first half on their own 48-yard line.
Game's kind of settled down a little bit, Tom.
Settling into a defensive battle. I think there's 9 total first downs. There's probably about 20 at this point last week with Oakcrest and Ocean City. Receivers left and right. Hall takes the snap, hands the ball off. Salome is across the 50 to the 49. The ball came out, and I think Ocean City's got it. Brandon Lynn came out with the ball, and the officials say it's Ocean. No, he's never signaled, but he's putting the ball down there.
Well, Brandon Lynn, he saw the
Yep, there it is.
ball.
He finally signaled it's Ocean City's ball on the 43 of Mainland.
All I saw was Brandon Lynn reach down, grab the ball, and start running with it. Couldn't really tell if the play was over, but
and the official.
I don't know. I gotta wonder about that.
It took a while before they signaled it, but they finally did, and Ocean City has the ball on the Mainland 43-yard line. It's a senior night here. And in there with Ungst is Mike Gray, the 6'2", 195-pound freshman. A good blocking back. He's to his right. H-back on the left wing, slot to the right. Ungst takes a snap. Back to throw, in trouble. Scrambles away, throws long down the field, and it is incomplete. Good defense back there for Mainland by Amir Vick, 5'10", 156-pound junior.
He does.
And I think it was Lashley that he was defending, and he makes some of the greatest catches of the year.
Yeah, Ungst doesn't mind throwing the ball into traffic when Lashley's part of that traffic.
Yeah, he's caught a couple with 2 or 3 guys on him,
Yeah.
but not this time.
I tried to see the replay over here on the screen of that fumble recovery, and I think if I'm Mainland, I'm not happy.
Jaden Rogers is into the game. They give the ball going right to King. King has room. King's got a first down inside the 30-yard line. Kevin King, 6 foot, 168-pound senior, as Bud said earlier, has had some big games running the ball.
Yeah, I'm just surprised he hasn't run the ball more based on what we saw a little bit earlier in the season. But that's his first carry tonight, and if it's any indication, you may see more of him.
On about the 28-yard line. Slot to the left, receiver to the right. Ungst hands it off again, and this time there's no running room. Good penetration by Braden Pullman, 6'2", 228-pound junior defensive end. He gained 41 pounds over the summer.
Well, I guess I should say, since I just said we might see more of him, if more runs like that, you might see less.
Loss of about 6 or 7. So it's second and long.
He really had no chance to get going there on that run, Tom.
Right. In the shotgun. Ungst, it's the reverse. Lashley sets, throws long down to the end zone. It's caught at the 5. And it looks like he's at about the 2-yard line. Is it a touchdown? He's holding the ball up like it is.
I don't think so.
No, the officials haven't seen. No, it's a first down. Keep in mind, you got one of the best pitchers in South Jersey throwing that pass in Brandon Lashley.
Was that about 30 yards?
Maybe from where he threw it, probably 35 or maybe a little more than that. Ocean City on about the 4 or 5 yard line. They shift the tight end to the right side. Ungst keeps it going right. He's to the sideline. He reaches for the goal line, and he's in with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
Wow. What a turn of events right there. After
Indeed.
a running play that lost quite a bit of yardage.
So as we said before, Ungst is their top ground gainer, both throwing and running the ball. And he runs it in for his 5th rushing touchdown. Ball is down. The kick is up. It's no good. It hit the upright. Brendan McGonigal misses the extra point, so it's 13-7. And, of course, that's a bigger deal when you're playing against Sean Carey, Mainland's kicker, who probably won't miss if they get a chance to score again. But right now, Ocean City has a 13-7 lead, and they will kick off with 1:41 remaining in the first half. The game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. The Sacco family has been feeding South Jersey for nearly 50 years at Sacca Subs, serving the biggest and best subs, sandwiches, party trays, and Italian food in the area. Sacca Subs is open at 11 every morning at 926 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City until 8 Thursday through Saturday till 7 the rest of the week. Phone Sacca Subs at 609-525-0460. Make Sacca Subs part of your holiday entertaining. You got a party coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, call Al Sacco. All right, Ocean City to kick off. It's a kick to about the 31-yard line, across the 35 and across the 40. And Mainland's going to have it there. Dennis Marino, a 5'8", 163-pound sophomore, with the return out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So that's where Mainland will put it into play. With 1:35 left, Mustangs have 2 timeouts left. They huddle up with Chuck Smith. He's 2-2 against Ocean City, including his 7 years at Oakcrest. He's only played against Ocean City 4 times in his previous 9 seasons as a coach. They get the ball to Salome going left, and he's got nowhere to go. He's down behind the line of scrimmage for about a 1-yard loss. Bill Kroger came in and made the tackle. The 6'1", 201-pound senior is a tough athlete on both sides of the ball. And he's out there. The ball's out around the 40-yard line. So a loss of a yard. It's 2nd and 11 for Mainland. Clock down to 1:02, 1:01, 1 minute left in the first half. And Salome just fell to the ground. I think he's got a cramp in his right calf. Officials timeout. He was trying to get in position, and next thing you know, he's sitting on the ground. And he grabs his right calf, so pretty sure that's the situation. Hopefully that's the situation, because it'll hurt like the dickens, but it'll go away a lot quicker. Mainland may have to use a timeout. We'll see. They get him right up to his feet. He walks off with a limp. So Salome has been effective for Mainland in this game. As we said before, their number 1 back, Tyquan Campbell, not playing. And another back they're happy about, Mike Ordilli, a freshman, also out with a sprained ankle. Ocean City, by the way, if you missed the beginning of the game, playing without sophomore Jake and Sarah, their 2nd leading ground gainer and 2nd leading tackler. So they're going to have Hall alone in the backfield here. And they start the clock. Receivers left and right. 2nd and 11. Hall takes the snap. He's looking to the right side, and the pass is incomplete. Ooh, he came up with a ball, but he came up with it on a bounce. Did a nice job, though. He came up with it on a bounce and then immediately turned and held it up for the officials, Joe Massari, but it's incomplete. 3rd and 11.
Lashley back there is the safety. Came over to help there on the play with Lucani.
3rd and 11. Ball at around the 40-yard line.
You would wonder if the Raiders would use their timeouts here.
They have 3 of them. Mainland has 2 with 46 seconds left. They'll probably call timeout if they don't get the first down here. Alone in the backfield is Hall. Trips to the right. Receiver to the left. He's under pressure. He scrambles, but he's hit at about the line of scrimmage and brought down. In there on the stop was Mike Rhodes and Will Drain. Rhodes gets up limping. He's trying to walk it off.
I got to think, Tom, excuse me, I got to think the Raiders would go after this punt.
But they haven't called timeout.
I thought they did. Oh.
The clock continues to run.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It's down to 10 seconds.
They're content to let the clock run it. That shocks me. I mean, they've come close a couple times to blocking the punt. Why not?
Well, they're going to let the first half come to an end. They actually stopped the clock. Mainland did with 3 seconds left. So they're probably just going to throw a long pass.
That's I won't say bizarre, but it's certainly not what I was expecting. Let's put it that way. Good
student crowd on the other side of the field and also here on the Ocean City side as well. Mainland and Ocean City, Raiders lead it 13-7. 3 seconds left first half here at Carey Stadium. The Storage Inn is a family-owned business started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. The Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, both personal and commercial. Open 7 days a week, 24-hour, 7-day security. They're located in Egg Harbor Township as well. Visit storageinn.net or call 609-391-1416. Okay, Mainland. Hall in a tight formation, hands the ball off, and some running room out across the 45. Out close to the 50-yard line is Dennis Marino, the sophomore, and that's the end of the first half. And I believe Mainland gets the ball to start the second half.
They do.
So, Ocean City has the lead. And Mainland will start the second half with the ball. The game of the week is produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. We're going to take time out for some messages, and we'll be back with more. You're listening to Cape Atlantic League football on 106.3 The Shore. We're streaming the number one game in South Jersey. Twitter's lighting up. Nothing. They just they decided to use this kid. Tom Williams, Bud Rink at Carey Stadium in Ocean City, where Ocean City leads 13-7 over Mainland at the half. Mustangs will start the second half with the football. Ian Ungst with a touchdown pass and a touchdown run. Brandon Lashley with his 9th touchdown reception of the season, which is the most of any receiver at a Cape Atlantic League school this year. And Mainland scored on a 12-yard run by Jose Salom, who was shaken up and came off the field. Didn't finish the first half. He missed the last play of the first half. Kind of a bizarre ending to the first half, where Mainland was able to just kind of run out the clock. But at any rate, Ocean City has the lead by a score of 13-7, and they will kick off to Mainland to start the second half. It's been, we mentioned this before, but it's been quite a fall for Ocean City. I do not have, unfortunately, the result yet of today's boys soccer game with Cedar Creek. But if Ocean City won, they are the champions of the National Conference in boys soccer. They've already won the American Conference Championship in girls cross country, and then both boys and girls cross country yesterday won the Cape Atlantic League meet. They also both won the Cape May County meet. The field hockey team is not only the champions of the American Conference, but I think they outscored their opponents something like 91-1. And they are the #1 seed in South Jersey Group 3. They won their first game 10-0 and play next week in the second round against Absegami, whom they beat twice during the season. The girls tennis team plays Bridgeton next week, and if they win that, they will share the conference championship. And of course here, if Ocean City holds this lead, they will clinch at least a tie for the football division championship. So there's lots of things going on. There's always good teams this fall in the fall, but this is an exceptional year, and there will be a doubleheader here on Tuesday. The girls soccer, I think, is at 2 o'clock, and field hockey at 4. It could be the other way around. I don't have it right in front of me, but the Ocean City girls soccer, the defending South Jersey champs, and field hockey are both playing Absegami here Tuesday in a doubleheader that starts at 2. Check oceancitysports.com to confirm which one's at 2 and which one's at 4. And, of course, that's one of the advantages of this turf. There's a lot of activity here. In fact, there's some concern that there's so much activity on this turf that it might not last the 25 years that they normally do last. It might only last 20 because the teams, especially at this time of year, football, field hockey, and 2 soccer teams are all battling for this field.
Right. Well, and it's kind of special to play here, and especially if you are the field hockey or one of the soccer teams and you get to play a night game.
And also, there's probably been 4 or 5 games that would have been postponed
Right.
if it wasn't for a turf field.
Yeah, I mean, especially field hockey, I think, because when the field is soft and a little bit wet, it's really tough to play field hockey.
Yeah.
And that's probably the one sport that is such a different game on turf as it is on regular grass.
Yeah, I agree, though I will say this. Oakcrest in football last week looked different than they had most of the season. And, their field's in terrible shape out there in Mays Landing. And they got here on this turf, and they have some athletes on that team, and they were able to take advantage of it more than they have in most of their games. I don't know necessarily that's just because of the surface, but, I'm sure it played a role.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a horse race. You got a fast horse, you want him on a fast track.
Yeah.
You got a horse that likes to run in the mud, that's usually not the favorite on a fast track. And Oakcrest had some running backs who were fast track kids.
And this comes from a guy here who's cashed a lot of tickets, I know.
Yeah, right. Remember you used to do those shows out there at Atlantic City Racetrack?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Since 1981, the Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy. There's also Car Caress 2, 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora, behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both the interior and exterior. They also have an automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City. Phone for an appointment, 609 398-8482. They offer free pickup and delivery. And by the way, that's not just right around the corner. A friend of mine had it done in Egg Harbor Township. They picked up the car and brought it back to him. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. You need a sign? Well, you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses. They do construction site signs and window lettering for your business. They can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891 and Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, they can supply whatever you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs.
You know how particular I am about my car, and I got to tell
A brand new car, too,
They-
by the way. Congratulations.
I haven't had it detailed yet because it's still new, but they do a great job at Car Caress. They really do. Whether they do it in Marmora or whether they do it in Ocean City, I don't do it myself anymore. They do such a great job.
Did you do a really good job yourself?
I always did.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I wanted to spend the time, and I had the time. I mean, I guess I have the time now, but I don't have the energy to do. You know, I used to probably detail my own car probably 3 times a year, and you know, all the nooks and crannies. It takes you a better part of 5-6 hours if you're doing it right.
Yeah. Ocean City scored first in this game in a 6-yard touchdown pass from Ian Unks to Brandon Lashley, set up by some big plays by Jake Schneider. Mainland tied it about 12 minutes later. Jose Salome from 12 yards. Sean Carey's kick made it 7-7. Brendan McGonigal kicked the extra point for Ocean City. But then, with 1:41 left in the first half, Brandon Lashley threw a pass downfield to Brian Beckman in about the 6-yard line, maybe the 4-yard line, and Ian Unks took it in on the very next play, his fifth rushing touchdown of the year. The extra point hit the upright, so Ocean City leads it by a score of 13-7. The rest of the action just getting started. Atlantic City at Timber Creek, Delsey at Bridgeton, Egg Harbor Township at Absegami, Lower Cape May at Gloucester, Middle Township at Pleasantville, St. Augustine at Williamstown, and St. Joe at Holy Spirit. Tomorrow, Buna will play at Gloucester Catholic at noon, and Camden Catholic will play at Cedar Creek at 1 o'clock. You can hear the Ocean City High School band marching off the field. Both teams are back on, stretching and exercising and getting ready for the second half.
One thing you're not seeing tonight is cramps. You know, you get
And yet
those September games.
We thought that might have been what Salome had when he just all of a sudden just sat down and grabbed his right calf, but they pulled him right up to his feet, so it must not have been that, whatever it was, and he limped off the field a little bit. He did not come back, but we'll see if that keeps him out of action, because they got some pretty good running backs on the sidelines here at Mainland, and yet they've been moving the ball on the ground.
You know, Tom, the first couple games this year, we were in shorts and T-shirts up here and sweating. You know, now sweatshirts, jeans, and we're glad we're in the press box and not outside.
Yeah.
You know, Mike McGarry likes to be on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. A lot of reporters do.
Oh, gosh.
I think he'd probably be out there to some degree. They like, in today's journalism, they not only want you to write, but they want you to take a picture here and there and a video here and there. And I guess it's a lot easier to do that when you're down on the sidelines. But I think in this particular case, he limit the amount of time he's on the sidelines.
The problem is when you're down there and you got a tweet or whatever it is you're doing and you're not watching, you're liable to get what Pete Thompson got.
In fact, I can almost guarantee you that Mike McGarry's on the sidelines because he's at Holy Spirit. And at Holy Spirit tonight, they have a radio broadcast, a TV stream, and a small press box. So, I'm pretty sure he's walking the sidelines at Ed Burns Stadium.
Well, rather him than me.
The rides aren't open at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, but this is a good time to get bargains for next summer. At Wonderland Pier, your tickets never expire. Bring your leftover tickets from this year to the park when it opens next spring. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th on the boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at Gillians.com and at Stainton's Gallery on Asbury Avenue, downtown Gillians. You get some bargains for Christmas gifts and other little extras. Maybe even pass them out at Halloween. That would be a good gift. A ticket book for Gillian's Wonderland Pier for a Halloween. Initially, the kid wouldn't be that excited because he's looking for a Snickers bar, but in the long run, he'd have fun.
You know, I give them to my grandkids for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because they sell them Christmas. You can get them half price, and then, you know, $10 a book. That's a pretty good deal. They do the same thing at Easter. You know, you just got to remember to get them when they're hot. I think I told you, Tom, my first ever real job other than being a paper boy was working for Roy Gillian with Walt Tucker, running the merry-go-round and the scrambler and all the rides. 15 years old. Was a great summer job. And your niece, wasn't it, Ginny Brown? She worked.
No relation, but she was a frequent visitor to my cousin's home in the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. She worked up there in a ticket booth.
And I understand you were an excellent paper boy.
I was.
You gave him receipts and everything else.
No, I didn't give receipts, but I put the paper on the porch sometimes.
There you go.
And, you know, in those days, a nickel was a pretty darn good tip. It was an afternoon newspaper, so at least I didn't have to get up early.
Yeah. Ocean City to kick off to start the second half here at Carey Stadium. The Raiders lead it 13-7, and Soto ready to kick it. He kicks it down to about the 25-26. It's dropped by Masseri, picks it up, picks up some yards, but he's finally gang tackled at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it happens often. A little miscue on the receiving team ends up into big yardage. Now, it wasn't big yardage, but it looked like he could have been 10 yards further back, and Masseri did a nice job to get out of it what he could after those first couple of hits.
Even in that short run, you can see his quickness.
Yep.
And he's small, but elusive.
A little bit like Schneider.
That's right.
Only bigger. I mean, you know, heavier.
Mm-hmm. Not much. And there, I think that's Salome. Yep, that's Salome in the backfield, so he's okay. Two backs in the backfield with Hall. Takes the snap, gives it going left to Salome, trying to turn the left corner, and he's not going to make it. Chased down from behind.
Boy. That's
Kroger.
Oh, that's Kroger.
Kroger chased him down. Yep, back at the 33-yard line, so a loss of 2 at 2nd and 12.
All the way from the left linebacker spot, chased him to the far sideline, caught him from behind. Big defensive play there for a loss. Same you're a running back and you run 10 yards and end up -3.
Hall on the pistol. 2nd and 12, takes the snap, keeps it. Trying to go right, and he's tackled and brought down at about the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 2 on the play. Looked like the tackle was Brian Beckman.
Along with one of the big guys up front.
3rd and 10. Mainland just across its own 35-yard line, trailing 13-7.
First time this year the Raiders have started on defense in the second half, Tom.
Mm-hmm. First time they didn't win the coin toss. In the pistol, Hall takes the snap, looks to pass. Now he rolls to the right. Man in his face. He gets it to Demorat for a first down, and he's out across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Great pressure bearing down on Hall by Brandon Lynn, but he still managed to make that pass down to Demorat for a first down.
Yeah, that's one of his best plays of the night right there, Tom. Dean Hall. I mean, he scrambled away from the pressure, saw Demorat, who was pretty much open. I mean, there wasn't anybody within 3-4 yards of him, delivered the ball right on the money. That's a big first down here.
Again in the pistol, receiver to the left, slot to the right. Motion from Masseri. They go straight ahead, and there's no running room at all. for Salome. Stopped for a loss of a yard or two.
Lennon Rhodes.
Ulmer's Appliance scoreboard, it's Pleasantville 7, Middle Township nothing.
That's liable to be a long night for the Panthers.
Could be.
Pleasantville got beat last week. I don't think they were expecting to lose that football game, although it was two good teams.
Holy Spirit 8, St. Joe nothing in their game at Ed Burns Stadium. 2nd and 11. Hall on the option, pitches it back to Salome. He runs through a tackle, but then is nailed at the Ocean City 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Sterling made the stop. 3rd and about 6.
You know, I know you don't see it in the pros anymore. You used to, some teams, but I like when the high school kids help each other up. You know, opposing teams, just a little more, especially two teams that are rivals. Although, again, you know, they know each other. They play other sports. Sometimes they play in the summer leagues and things like that with each other.
And yet, you know who was pretty good with that was Triton.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they helped the guy with his shoulder pads once. And why not, you know? All alone in the backfield is Hall. Receiver to the left, 3 to the right. He's looking left all the way. The pass is too high, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and about 7 yards to go for Mainland.
And they're in that 2 deep zone that time. Lashley on that side is the safety, and the ball overthrown. Forced Mainland to punt. And we're down to almost 8 minutes already here in the 3rd quarter, unless we have overtime in this one.
Update on the Ulmer's Appliance scoreboard. It's Pleasantville 13, Middle Township nothing. Back at his own 38-yard line, Jordan Lowry. 2 back for Ocean City. And they block it. Ocean City came close 2 or 3 times. Doesn't matter who recovers this. It's Ocean City's ball inside the 40-yard line. So a turnover scooped up by Brandon Lynn, and now a blocked punt. And Ocean City going to see if they take advantage of this like they did the turnover.
Well, I think I said earlier.
You did.
It was either something in this game that would either be a block punt or a roughing the kicker. After the first 2
yeah, they've
punts.
Come so close.
Yeah, then they did not come after it the next couple of kicks, but that time they really came.
1st and 10 Ocean City at the Mainland 40. Ungst, receiver to the left, slot to the right. Now they look to the sidelines. He comes up and gives the information to the offensive line if there's been a change. Meanwhile, Mainland drop it in and out. They give it to the freshman Gray, and he's inside the 40 to about the 38 or 39-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. Mainland has really kind of, I won't say dominated the line of scrimmage, but Ocean City has really, except for a couple of times, not had much success running the football. Although they haven't had a tremendous amount of success all year running the football.
Gain of about a yard by Gray. You're going to hear about him. He's 6'2", 195-pound freshman. They use him for blocking a lot, but we'll hear a lot of him over the next 4 years. All alone in the backfield is Ungst. 2nd and about 9. Takes the snap, drops back. Steps up into the pocket, avoids a rush. Now he's scrambling to the sideline. Makes a quick pass, incomplete. Almost a one-handed grab by Kroger at the sidelines. And kind of a nice move by Ungst to avoid a loss.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to throw the ball away at first until I saw Kroger down there. You know, with all the red jerseys on the sideline in front of me, it was kind of tough to see, but he did a good job just getting rid of the football there. But again, Mainland pressure has wreaked havoc at times.
3rd and 9. They're still looking to the sidelines here. Some of the receivers are anyway. 3rd and 9. Ungst takes the snap. He's being chased. He avoids the first guy. No, he does not avoid the second guy. He goes down back at his own 45-yard line. And once again, I believe Desmond Barlow, it might be his 4th sack of the game. Mainland, I don't think, had 4 sacks coming in as a team. So they're putting the pressure on Ungst, and he's brought down around his own 46-yard line.
And that was huge, too. I mean, I think he's out of the defensive end position. It looked like nobody touched him. I mean, he came in. It's not like a blitzing linebacker that you hope somebody picks up, but you don't know if they will. I mean, he was untouched off the end of that line from the left side. Ungst had no chance.
In the punt is Joe Rapetti. Good snap. End over end kick. It's caught. Masari, and he stopped in his tracks. He may have fallen ahead for a yard or two, and they'll start around the 27-yard line.
So the Raiders get a big break with the block punt. Well, not a break. I mean, they made the break by getting the block punt and lose a lot of yardage on those 3 downs and have to give the ball right back to Mainland here with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Close football game, 13-7. The Raiders lead.
Well, Mainland goes as far as their defense will take them.
Yep.
They have some offensive players, but their defense is their key, and they're showing it here tonight. From the 27, the Mustangs trailing 13-7. Hall in the pistol. They're trying to sweep the outside, and Kroger comes up, makes a hit, and a couple of teammates involved as well. And Ocean City makes the stop as they were trying to get Stefan Lorick to the outside.
Lynn and Kroger, Lashley in on the play there toward the back end of it. You could hear the coaches upstairs hollering, shift, shift, shift. I guess they knew which play was coming, or they anticipated which play was coming to this side. And the players did shift to the side, and this is where the play came. So, you watch enough film, you ought to be able to tell some tendencies.
2nd and 11, back on the 26 for Mainland. In the pistol. Hall takes the snap. He's going to roll to the left. His pass is caught just past the line of scrimmage, and he's down the left sideline. Keeps his balance across the 50, and he's down to about the Ocean City, somewhere near the 40-yard line, went out of bounds. Looking like it's going to be the 41.
2 big pass plays on 3rd down for Mainland and to keep drives alive. The last one over on this side in the flat. This time Dean Hall throws the ball down the sideline. Somebody for Ocean City had a shot at him over there and was unable to force him out of bounds, and Mainland across into Ocean City territory.
On the 41, Hall in a shotgun. Receivers to each side. Gives the ball up the middle, and there's some room down to about the 36-yard line. Dennis Marino, the 5'8" sophomore, picks up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
You get a couple of big 3rd down plays like that. Again, we talk about momentum. It gives you some inspiration, if you will, and especially a play like that where you're like 3rd and 10 and you're gaining 20, 25 yards.
2nd and 4. The ball's on the 35-yard line. Hall, man in motion. Gives the ball to Masari. Masari has some room. He shoots to the left sideline. Races down the left sideline and in for the touchdown. And Mainland has tied the score on a 35-yard run by Joe Masari. And they can take the lead with the extra point.
Well, just real good deception there. I think they were looking for the pitch back coming this side, and Masari just took the ball up the middle on the first handoff for a 35-yard touchdown run.
Carry to kick. Left-footed. I don't think he's missed all year. Ball is down. The kick is high enough. It is good, and Mainland takes a 14-13 lead over Ocean City, and they will kick off to the Raiders in just a moment. If you or somebody you know hopes to continue playing sports in college, Bill Shallcross at Crossover Productions can help. Bill can assist you in putting your best foot forward with a professionally produced highlight video at an affordable price. All sports are welcome, and no job is too big or too small. Bill Shallcross has more than 25 years of experience recording sports events, and creating edited videos. Call Bill at 609-513-8950 to talk about putting together a video presentation that will get colleges interested. Crossover Productions, producing quality video since 1991. Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. So Mainland has taken a 14-13 lead over Ocean City and will kick off to the Raiders. Ocean City with its back to the ocean. There is wind out there, and it seems to be a little bit at Ocean City's back. It's swirling a little, but more coming off the ocean than going toward it. Carey will kick off into that wind a little bit. We'll see if it has much effect. Here comes the kick. It's low toward the sideline and out of bounds. So Ocean City will undoubtedly take it at the 35-yard line. Raiders trail 14-13. Joe Massari with that 35-yard run for a touchdown, his fifth of the year, his third rushing touchdown. He also has caught a pass for a touchdown and returned to kickoff for a touchdown. Did all that in one game. So it's first down Ocean City on its own 35-yard line. The Raiders have blocked the punt, set them up pretty well, but they weren't able to cash in. And give the credit there to Mainland's defense. Ungst in the pistol. Receiver to the right, trips to the left. Takes the snap, drops back, steps up from pressure. He's caught and stopped. And once again, Barlow's involved in the tackle, though there was a couple of players that slowed him down and kept him under control, and Mainland's pass rush is dominating this game. They're back to the 30-yard line, a 5-yard loss, and it's 2nd and 15. Ocean City has been sacked at least 5 or 6 times in this game, and I think only sacked 5 times in the first 6 games of the season. 2nd and 15. Ungst takes the snap. Quick pass over the middle. It's caught. First down yardage for Kroger. He avoids a tackle and he crosses the 50 to the Mainland 45-yard line. That was the definition of a quick pass. He barely caught the ball, Ungst, that he had it in the air. 1st and 10 at the Mainland 45. Raiders are ready to go. Now he finally got the chains ready to go. Chain gang. Ungst takes the snap, hands it off, going left, wrapped up. Well, not quite wrapped up in the backfield. He manages to get across the line of scrimmage, does Wilson, but he was hit in the backfield, avoided that tackle. It'll be 2nd, a little less than 10 to go. Mike Gray checks back in for Ocean City. He'll be in the backfield next to Ungst. Receiver left, slot to the right. 2nd, just under 10 to go. Ocean City inside the Mainland 45. Ungst drops back. Quick pass to the sideline is dropped. Dropped by Lashley. So it's 3rd and just under 10 yards to go. He's made some spectacular catches this year, and that was a little more routine, and for some reason he couldn't bring it in. He didn't bring it in. So it's 3rd and less than 10 to go for Ocean City at the Mainland 45-yard line. Slot to the right, receiver to the left. Ungst takes the snap, drops back, gets a block from Gray, throws downfield. Diving attempt, did he intercept? Official hasn't signaled. He does. Interception at the 25-yard line. And Mainland will take over the football. Brandon Batts, a 5'11", 177-pound junior, makes a diving interception. It was close. He got his hands under it and intercepts it at the 25-yard line. Mainland gets the ball back.
Yeah, it probably wasn't as big a deal as an interception might normally be. I mean, it was a 3rd down play. It wasn't going to be complete. So the interception probably ends up being about the same as a punt. you know, if they got any kind of return on the punt at all. But the key for me right now is Mainland's pressure on defense. Ungst really hasn't had time to sit back there and throw the ball.
From the 25-yard line. They give the ball to Hall, and he's tripped as he goes across the line of scrimmage. He falls ahead for about 2 yards to the 27-yard line.
I mean, there's a lot of time left in this football game, Tom, but we said when Ocean City's kick hit the upright on their second touchdown that could be something that would come back to haunt them.
Receivers left and right, slot to the left. In the pistol, Hall takes a snap. Quick pass in the left flat. Actually, that's not Hall. That's Zach Graziato at quarterback. 5'9", 161-pound junior is in at quarterback for Mainland. He throws incomplete in the left flat. So it'll be third and about 9 yards to go. Third and just under 9 yards to go.
I was looking to see if Hall was playing somewhere in one of the wideout spots and you know, try to get some kind of a double pass there, but I don't see him on the field.
The intention at one point was to switch these quarterbacks, alternate them, and Hall's just played well, and they've gone with him. Well, Graziato's getting a shot. Man in motion. Graziato keeps it, pitches it ahead, and down the right side and close to the first down, probably about 2 yards short is Stefan Lorek. That might have been a forward pass, but at any rate, it's about a yard and a half short of the first down. Fourth down, though, the Mainland inside its own 35-yard line. We'll see what Chuck Smith decides to do here.
I got to think they punt here. I mean, as well as their defense has played, you can't afford to take a chance on giving the ball back at the 35, inside the 35-yard line.
They're still looking to the sideline, so maybe no decision's been made, but they're going to have to decide soon or call a timeout. Minute 25 remaining in the third quarter. Mainland leads 14-13, and they're either going to they're going to have to call timeout.
I mean, even Peterson, I don't think would go for it here, especially with a lead. It's not like you're down by 2 touchdowns and you have to score to get back in the game.
You think they're just going to take a penalty?
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
And have to kick the ball from 5 yards further back?
No, there's a timeout.
And why would you do that? Waste a timeout that you might need later on. Unless they're going to go for it and they're discussing all this time what play they want to run.
Well, they're huddled up around Chuck Smith and a couple of assistants on the sideline as Ocean City gathers on the other side. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center is an exercise facility that encourages people of all ages and fitness levels to join and feel better. The center has a saltwater pool, strength and conditioning equipment, cardio machines, and aerobic and water exercise classes. The Aquatic and Fitness Center is open weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 7 till 6, and Sundays from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Phone 609-398-6900 for more information or visit ocnj.us/recreation online. Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care, with urgent care centers all over South Jersey.
Well, looks like they are going to go for it, Tom.
They're going to line up for it. Hall's back in, I think. Nope, that's still Graziato, and the rain's starting to fall. Graziato takes the snap, hands it off, hit in the backfield, and stopped by Sterling.
I think he's not going to – he lunged forward, but I think his knee was down prior to the 35-yard line. They had to get just a hair across the 35-yard line. Let me get a measurement here. Nope.
Ocean City will get the football, so a chance by Mainland doesn't pay off here. Though they've had their back to the wall a couple of times with and they've been able to hold off Ocean City, but we'll see what happens here. Here's an update on the Elmer's Appliance scoreboard. It's Pleasantville 19, Middle Township nothing, and St. Augustine leads Williamstown 7-0. Rain is starting to fall, but
the only thing I can think of, Tom, is they had a punt blocked and a couple others almost blocked.
1 minute exactly left in the third quarter. Ocean City set to go on Mainland's 35-yard line. Yeah, but they've got a good punter, too. I mean, they just throw another blocker in there, maybe. Unks fakes the handoff, rolling right, passes to the right sideline, and incomplete. Schneider tried to make the one-handed catch, but he couldn't pull it in.
Going to get a flag on this play, I think, Tom.
Okay.
Referee's flag. Nope, he just picked it up and threw it to somebody else. Maybe it just got dropped. So no flag.
Second and 10. Alone in the backfield. Ungst sets, throws over the middle. It's caught. Caught close to the first down by Lashley. Probably a half an yard short. Let's see where they spot it.
Boy, talk about threading the needle on a pass.
Yeah.
Lashley had a defender hanging all over him.
Ball's at about the 26. They got to get to the 25. They probably have 2 plays to do it. Gray is in next to Ungst. Takes the snap, drops back, quick pass, caught by Lashley, and he's brought down right away, but he's got a first down.
Yeah, gains about 5 or 6 on the play, and the Raiders are moving the football now. They're down to the 20. Actually, that time Gray threw a key block to protect Ungst on that play, and you know, I think they may need him in there a little bit to do just that.
First and 10 at the 19 of Mainland. Ungst takes the snap, gives it to Gray. And he stopped at about the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up a yard.
Well, if he did, that was a hard-fought yard. Brandon Pullman for the Mustangs wrapped him up almost immediately. And quarter number 3 comes to an end with Mainland ahead and Ocean City moving.
14-13. Ocean City trailing Mainland as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if it were their own at Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City. Their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. No matter where you live, it's worth a trip to Ocean City to keep your vehicle operating properly. Don, Glenn, the legendary Al, and Chris the rock star will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. So there was supposed to be some possibility of a heavy rain and heavy wind tonight. We haven't had a heavy wind. It is starting to rain, and there is some wind.
Yeah, the wind's really picked up, Tom. If you look at the flags up on top of the on the goalpost, and it's in the Raiders' face right now.
Ungst back to throw, going deep down the right side, double coverage, and the pass is incomplete. He's out of bounds anyway. So Lashley tried to make the catch. He was double covered. So it'll be 3rd down, just inside the 20.
That ball just floated up in the air into that wind there. I mean, Ungst was throwing the ball from the far hash mark all the way across to the near sideline. So he had to throw it a good probably 30 yards. But it seemed like when it left his hand, it just kind of floated up in the air.
3rd and about 10. Ungst, play action, rolling right. He's being chased, and he's going to be hit. The ball comes out. The battle for it. And it looks like Mainland's covered it. Yep, they have. Mainland has covered it at the 41. Braden Pullman recovers the fumble, and Mainland will take over on about its own 40-yard line.
Yeah, again, the pressure on Ungst by the Mainland defense has been the difference in this football game. He just hasn't had the time to throw, and actually that time was pretty good coverage as well. Didn't have anybody to throw to, but he's been unable to make something out of nothing against this Mainland defense right here. And as you said, Tom, they're only going to go as far as their defense takes them.
Updates on the Ulmer Appliance scoreboard. It's 25-0 Pleasantville leading Middle Township, 14-0. Holy Spirit leads St. Joe. Mainland with the football at its own 40. The snap bobbled, popped up into the air, but recovered and run for about a 1-yard gain by Zach Graziato.
Yeah, as soon as that play the handoff wasn't going to go where it was supposed to, he did what he was taught to do, just tuck it in and try to make something out of it, and does gain maybe a yard and a half or a short 2 yards on the play.
Second, about 8, a long 8.
Raiders got to do something here to protect their quarterback a little better when they get the ball back.
Delsey leads Bridgeton 24-0 on the Ulmer Appliance scoreboard. Here's the snap. Graziato hands the ball off, and Massari is stopped at about the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go for Mainland. Well, maybe 5 yards to go for Mainland.
So the Raiders get a block punt earlier in the football game. Can't take advantage because Mainland's defense throws Unks for a loss. They get an advantage here after Mainland goes for it on 4th down and they don't make it. And another sack gives them the ball back.
3rd and 5. Graziato awaits the snap. Drops back, rolling right, being chased, fires, dropped. It was right at the 48-yard line. A pass was dropped. He would have had to turn and make a move to get the 1st down, but he was only 2 yards short of it. So it's 4th and 5 for Mainland, and Lowry comes onto the field to punt.
That was Massari over there, Tom, and he felt like he should have caught the ball. I think he's being a little tough for himself. I thought the ball was off his back shoulder, and it was, he had to kind of make a move backwards to catch the ball and just wasn't able to hold on. The ball was zipped in there pretty well.
Schneider and Lashley back for Ocean City. Lowry on the punt. Last one was blocked. Now the officials stopped the play here. And Mainland's going to use a timeout. So they've used 2 of their 3 timeouts here. We've got 10-10 remaining in the 4th quarter. Mustangs lead Ocean City 14-13. Things are always happening at the Ocean City Free Public Library. Tomorrow's Saturday afternoon movie at 2 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, starring Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas. That's tomorrow at 2. Tuesday at 3, you can learn conversational French, and the after-school movies with snacks are every Wednesday at 3. You can learn to play bridge, improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. The Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson, phone 609-399-2434, or visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org. That movie's got to be better than its title.
Well, it sounds like something my grandson would want to watch.
Michael Douglas is in there. I mean, one of the great stars. All right, Lowry to punt. Good snap. Gets the kick away toward the sidelines. Ooh. I think Pete Thompson caught it. No, that's not Pete Thompson.
Better not be.
Pete Thompson.
He was backing up.
Yeah, Pete Thompson backed away. I couldn't see who the guy was that caught it. So
neither could Pete Thompson.
Ocean City is going to get the ball on the 33-yard line. That's where it went out of bounds. On their own 33. Lots of time left, 10:05.
We make fun of Pete, but I don't know. And the shot he took in that Egg Harbor Township game and broke his arm on the sideline, I don't think I would be down on the sideline right now.
Yeah. He tweeted out a nice picture with Brandon Lashley, who's one of the guys that hit him from the last game. Yeah, low in the backfield is Ungst. Takes the snap, drops back. It's a little screen pass to Kroger, and Kroger is hit and about 2-3 yards short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they tried to negate that pass rush that time with the screen pass, which is, the kind of play you call when you're getting a heavy pass rush. Just was a little slow developing, I think. And again, Mainland's pursuit from their front 4 has really been strong. Front 6 probably, counting the linebackers, or 8.
Ready to go, Ocean City, second and about 12. Ungst takes the snap, quick pass to the sideline, complete, driven out of bounds, gain of about 5. So it'll be 3rd and about 7.
It's been a good football game. We thought it would be close, and it is. It's a key play here. I mean, still a lot of time left, 9 minutes, but it's a key play.
Jada Byers' 2-yard touchdown run. Holy Spirit still leads St. Joe's 14-6. Ungst shifts the back to his right. Rolling right. Looks. Pass is tipped in the air and incomplete.
Yeah, I think that was another linebacker play. Sean Bradley.
So it's a 4th down for Ocean City, 4th and about 6. And Rapetti will come on to punt. 9:15 remaining in the 4th quarter. A very light rain here.
Mainland should get the ball back in good field position, Tom, because this wind has picked up, and Rapetti's going to be punting right into it, standing on his own 26-yard line.
Ocean City short a man. They rush him in. Good snap. No rush. Floats it downfield. It hits at the 32, rolls to the 30, and that's where Mainland will put it into play.
Yep. Nice low punch shot. As opposed to getting the ball up in the air with your wedge. Just hit that low, playing an Ireland or Scotland shot into the wind.
That's what they teach you?
Dave Weinberg taught me that. It's hard, though, to watch because he's left-handed. It's hard to duplicate what he does.
Thought you were left-handed.
Not golfing.
Oh. You're right with your left hand?
Right with my left hand. Basically anything.
Threw a baseball with your left hand?
Yeah, anything that requires strength, I do left-handed. If it requires coordination, I do right-handed.
Okay. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Mainland with a 14-13 lead. And keeping the ball up the middle is Graziato. Brings it across the 35 to about the 36, maybe 37-yard line. Back, they might even put it at the 38.
That's why I could never bowl, Tom. The ball was too heavy for me right-handed, and I couldn't roll it straight left-handed.
Uh-oh. Gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. This is where ball control can come in handy for Mainland. They have a 1-point lead. Can't probably run out the entire time, but they can use up a lot of it. 8.5 minutes left. Graziato puts a man in motion, gives him the ball. He spins out of a tackle, gets the first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Stefan Lorick, 8th first down for Mainland. Ocean City has 9.
This is where you really need your defense to come up with a couple big plays here. And the Mustangs have come up with the plays defensively when they've really needed big plays. And Ocean City's going to need that from their defense right here during this series. And the sooner the better. We're going to be under 8 minutes before this snap's taken.
Ball's on the 46, Mainland 46. Receiver to the left and right. Graziato takes the snap, hands it off. Coming this way is Masari. He gets across the 50, and he's driven out of bounds. Gain of about 6 or 7 yards. See where they spot his, where he went out of bounds. All the way down to the 45-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 1. Masari is quick. Four touchdowns against Middle Township, and he has one here from 35 yards away. Receivers left and right. Masari's on the wing. Graziato with a back behind him in the pistol. Gives the ball straight up the middle. Good push by the offensive line, and Dennis Marino gets the first down.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much, if you're on defense, you pretty much guarantee that you got to play run here. I mean, based on Mainland's offense anyway, their tendencies anyway, plus they hold a 1-point lead with 7.5 minutes to go. They're on your 39-yard line trying to move as much clock as possible. You just got to gang up and hope you get the right ball carrier. Easier said than done.
1st and 10, Mainland. Graziato keeps it rolling left. He's hit and driven down at about the 35-yard line.
I'm not sure that wasn't a broken play. almost looked like he really wanted to hand the ball off or something. I don't know. It just didn't look like it was a design run for him that time.
Almer's Appliance scoreboard. Williamstown scores a tie. St. Augustine 7-7. Williamstown undefeated, ranked number 1 in South Jersey. The winner of that game wins their division. St. Augustine's won 5 in a row. Second, just under 5 to go. Graziato awaits the snap. Back in motion. Gives to the second back, Dennis Marino, and he stopped at just about the line of scrimmage.
There's a good defensive play there, one we were just talking about by Sturley, that they needed a big play, and they got it from him right there on that little misdirection play. And, you know, now another big play needed, 3rd and 5, although I got to think Mainland's going to go for it in 4 down territory, whatever.
They're on the 34 of Ocean City, 3rd and a little less than 5. Zach Graziato awaits the snap. He's rolling right, looking downfield, fires. It's complete for a first down, avoids a tackle, and gets down to about the 20-yard line.
Big play. Again, when you go back and look at the film of this game, there are going to be 3 big 3rd down plays, and Mainland completed all three of them via the pass. And for a team that doesn't throw the ball that much, that's impressive. 3 first downs in critical situations with good passes.
Ball's on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Mainland ahead 14-13, trying to add to it and strengthen their position a little bit here. Got Demorat in the backfield. Graziato takes the snap, hands it off, and very little gain. A late flag comes in.
Sturley again, I think. Yep.
Referee threw the flag. It's a personal foul, face mask against Ocean City. So that'll move Mainland down closer. It's only the 2nd penalty of the game.
No. There were a couple penalties in the first half. There was a penalty right here down in front of us right here. There was another penalty.
There was a pass interference penalty down there.
Right. There was one right here on the 40-yard line in front of us. I'm trying to think what it was. I got maybe 4 penalties. 4
really?
or 5.
Well, anyway, Mainland has the football at the inside the 10-yard line. Graziato hands it off. Marino up the middle, blasts inside the 5, down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. Dennis Marino, 5'8", 163-pound sophomore. And he's got the ball to about the 3, 2nd and goal.
And the Mustangs have done exactly what we said they needed to do, and it was no secret. Everybody in the place knew they needed to do it. Take as much time off the clock as possible and hopefully put points on the board, and right now they're knocking.
They've really demonstrated the depth they have at running back in this season. With all the people they've had out, and they still find somebody that can run it. Graziato hands it off. Marino up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. A 3-yard run by Dennis Marino, and Mainland increases its lead to 20-13.
Part of them having all these guys that can run the ball, Tom, has to do with the guys up front, because they're all still the same ones blocking.
Carey's going to kick the extra point. Could make it 21-13. The kick's high enough, and it's good. So he's still perfect on the season. And Mainland has an 8-point lead. It's still a 1-possession lead. But they've got a 21-13 lead, and Ocean City's got 4 minutes and 16 seconds to see if they can do something about it. They'll be receiving the kickoff. You'll like the way they do business at the Thomas H. Heist Insurance Agency. They're coastal insurance specialists with over 35 years experience. Flood, boat, auto, life, health. They offer it all at the Heist Agency with convenient offices in Ocean City, Margate, Egg Harbor Township, Marmora, and Vineland. Phone 609-399-0453. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember Thomas H. Heist when you need insurance. 21-13. Mainland leading Ocean City. Both sides with good cheering sections, good student sections. You can hear Ocean City's better in the background because that's the side of the field we're on, the press box here at Carey Stadium. Both of these teams should play in the Group 4 playoffs next week, probably both on the road. Here's the kickoff, and it's into the end zone and a touchback. It's quite a difference from what we've been seeing most of the year. So Ocean City will take over on its own 20 with 4:16 left as Carey kicks it out of the end zone, or at least into the end zone. You don't have to kick it out of the end zone. You just have to put it in the end zone in high school football, and they can't return it. So here's what we've got on the Ulmer Appliance scoreboard. Delsey 24, Bridgeton nothing. Pleasantville 25, Middle Township nothing. St. Augustine Williamstown 7-7. Holy Spirit 14, St. Joe 6. Ungst back to throw. His pass is caught over the middle, and Kroger pulls out a one tackle and picks up about 7 yards on the play. Picks up 8, 2nd and 2. Looking over things is Ungst. He gets the snap. He's in the backfield by himself. His pass is off center and incomplete. Trying to get it to Kroger again. It's 3rd and 2. Stops the clock. Allows the Raiders a little more time.
Had Marino, who scored the touchdown, defensively there against Kroger. Raiders, the Mustangs will drop back pretty far to get 4 guys 10, 12, 13 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Right up the middle, Ungst. He's got the first down. He's out across the 35. It was a wide hole right up the middle there, and he takes it out across the 35.
Clock at 3:40. Raiders and a Mainland player down on the field. Sorry. Seems to be all right. I mean, they're going to tend to him.
He's laying face down. That's kind of unusual. Yeah. Now he climbs to his feet.
Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him or something.
St. Joe's has scored. Holy Spirit and St. Joe 14-14. Now timeout. No.
What do you think is a bigger rivalry? Holy Spirit St. Joe or St. Augustine St. Joe or St. Augustine Holy Spirit? That's a poll question.
I think it depends. I think it depends, and who's. I think they're all good, but I think it depends on who's hot and, who's ranked and all that stuff. Pump fake by Ungst. He throws over the middle. Almost a great catch.
Wow.
And you could make an argument for pass interference as he tried to reach back over the defender, did Kroger, and it's incomplete. But
I definitely thought you could have got a flag there. I mean, maybe if he hadn't gotten his hands on the ball, they would have thrown the flag. But the fact that he did reach over and get his hands on it, but he was being pushed in the chest as he was leaning over, I think that probably deserved the flag.
3:28 left. Ocean City on its own 36 for 2nd and 10. Ungst in the pistol, back behind him to the left. Takes the snap. Running away, and he is hit from behind and brought down. Ball back around the 28-yard line. So Ocean City will be facing 3rd and long.
The Raiders are just getting beat on that right end.
So it'll be 3rd and 18.
You got to put somebody back there to help him. Maybe get Gray back there on this side to protect him.
Ungst gets this play from the sidelines, the signal from the sidelines. He's got Gray to his right. Receiver left, trips to the right. Back to throw. Sets, fires, caught by Schneider. And he's got the first down at the 48-yard line.
Just really clutch right there. And we talked about Mainland coming up clutch on 3 third-down pass plays, and there was a clutch play. Ungst had a little time that time. And Schneider, he's an exciting receiver, just like Lashley. Still in business.
1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Raiders, receiver left, slot right. Ungst drops back. Quick pass for Wilson, who lost his balance, but the throw was low anyway, so it fell incomplete. Stops the clock with 2:21 left.
Yeah, only good thing about that play was it did stop the clock. They're not forced to use a timeout, but you know, again, a low pass, but I don't think Wilson would have been able to catch it anyway, because as you said, Tom, he lost his footing as he was trying to turn around and look upfield a little bit.
Middle Township has scored. They trail Pleasantville 26-3. 2nd and 10. Deep drop by Ungst. Throwing down the right side for Kroger. And he made the catch. Kroger makes the catch at the 34-yard line.
Keep in mind, while the Raiders are moving the football here, if they do score, they're going to need a 2-point conversion to force overtime.
That's right. Mainland player shaking up on the play. Out near midfield. It stops the clock, stops play with 2:12 left in the 4th quarter. A great catch by Kroger. Both teams come to a sideline huddle. Nick's Pizza is a family business created more than 4 decades ago. Their latest pizzeria is at 2405 New Road in Northfield with the same reliable and friendly service, only the freshest and finest ingredients. All that can be found in their other locations as well. Nick's has pizza to satisfy every taste. Barbecued chicken, cheesesteak, Greek, Hawaiian, meat lovers, and Nick's White Pizza. Nick's Pizza, phone 609-380-4300. All right. They're helping Dennis Marino to his feet. He's walking but hopping too, trying to keep weight off that right leg. Nobody's helping him though. And he gets to the sideline. So we're set to go here. Ocean City with the ball. The clock wound into motion. They're at the 34-yard line of Mainland. Mainland leads it 21-13. Back to throw, Ungst. Steps up, pass is caught at the 25-yard line. Going to be just short of a first down.
That'll keep the clock running.
That was Lashley. Clock continues to run, 1:45. Ocean City has 3 timeouts. Receiver right, slot left. Back to throw, Ungst throws over the middle, diving attempt. Did he get it?
I know there's an official right there. He's kind of walking over to the ball. He hasn't signaled the catch.
He did signal a catch. You're right. He took his time. He's like going to the store for bread. Gets it down to the 14-yard line.
He ain't making that 50-yard swim and 5K run.
No. Don't let that guy fall off the furry. A timeout is called by Ocean City. 1:22 remaining. In the 4th quarter, Ocean City is on the Mainland 16-yard line. Maybe it's the 15, actually. Maybe it's even the 14. Looking at all those different lines. It is. It's the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, trailing by 8. Vince Ionace, the certified public accountant in Northfield, concentrates in the following areas: individual and business taxation, tax resolution services, bookkeeping and payroll, and sales taxes. The office of Vince Ionace, 231 West Glen Cove Avenue, corner Route 9 in Northfield, phone 609-677-4977. Vince Ionace wants to solve your tax and accounting problems. This game also brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. Okay, Ocean City on the 14 of Mainland, trailing by 8 with 1:22 left in the fourth quarter.
And timeouts in the bag.
2 timeouts for Ocean City, 1 for Mainland. Unks takes the snap, pump fakes, throws deep in the end zone, and it is off the hands of the defender who could have intercepted that ball but couldn't pull it in. It might be wet, keep in mind, but a break for Ocean City. It's 2nd and 10.
And I think that was Amir Vick. And he is not happy with himself, and I'm sure when he sees the film he'll be less happy. But just got to turn around and get the next one.
Kroger repositions himself to the left side. There'll be nobody in the backfield but Ungst. He takes his snap. He sets. He fires over the middle to Lashley, who drives to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Ocean City, with a 2-point attempt coming to try to tie the score.
Wow.
10 receiving touchdowns this year for Lashley. That's the 13th touchdown pass for Ungst. And Ocean City's gone try for 2. Kevin King checks into the game. We may have to spend a timeout here. They're moving people around a lot. Ungst with a back to his right. Timeout, Mainland.
Wow.
So they have done. They have no timeouts left. They don't really need them if they stop this 2-point conversion. They're just going to try to get the ball and run out the clock. But Ocean City still has 2 timeouts remaining. 1:08 remaining. And Ungst and Lashley do it again. Shoppy's is even better online. You probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shoppy.com you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of gifts. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shoppy's since 1921. Well, Ian Ungst strikes again. Only quarterback in Ocean City history to have 7 consecutive 100-yard passing games. And Ocean City still huddled at the sideline. Officials trying to get him out on the field. They still have 2 timeouts themselves. They'd like to hold on to them so they can stop the clock when Mainland gets the ball back. All right, here we go. Gray to the right of Ungst. Takes the snap, drops back, fade to the corner, and it's good. Ocean City has tied the football game. First 2-point attempt of the year. So it's tie here, 21-21. With 1 minute and 8 seconds left, and Mainland will get the kick. Sacco family's been feeding South Jersey for nearly 50 years at Sacco Subs, serving the biggest and best subs, sandwiches, party trays, and Italian food in the area. They're open 11 every morning at 926 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City until 8 Thursday through Saturday till 7 the rest of the week. Phone Sacco Subs at 609-525-0460. Make Sacco Subs part of your holiday entertaining. They can make those parties that you're planning for the holidays extra special. 21-21, Mainland and Ocean City with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Mainland without timeouts, Ocean City with 2. Raiders are kicking off into the wind. It'll be Henry Soto doing the kicking. Both teams have had some big moments in this game. Mainland has been ahead for a little while. They took the lead with 3 minutes left, or 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And Ocean City has just tied it with 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Soto ready to kick. And he pooches it, a ground ball down the middle. It's picked up at the 31-yard line and out across the 35, across the 40 to about the 44-yard line. So pretty good field position for Mainland on that kick return by Stefan Lorick. So Mainland at its own, 45. With 1:08 left. We'll see what the Mustangs decide here. Again, they have no timeouts remaining, according to our numbers anyway. Ocean City has 2. Sometimes teams are satisfied to go into overtime, and with the kicking game they have, Mainland might have a slight advantage in overtime. Zach Graziato takes the snap. Quick pass on a slant pattern is good inside the 40 to about the 36 or 37-yard line. Keep in mind the field goal situation. Carey, the Mainland kicker, keep in mind Mainland has to stop the clock here. Carey's longest is 38 yards. So they'd have to get to the 21. Graziato up the middle, and he breaks down inside the 25 and very close to the 21-yard line.
You know, those two running plays, it almost looks like the Raiders are spending too much time celebrating tying the football game. I think the Mustangs would like to have one of those timeouts back right now, but with the foot that Carey has, they don't need much more.
They're at the 23. It would be a 40-yard field goal. He's kicked a 38-yard field goal. Here goes Massari trying to get to the outside. He's hit hard, but he gets to the 20.
He is hit hard.
Clock down to 25 seconds. Keep in mind, Mainland can't stop the clock. Well, they can by spiking the ball, and that might be what they're going to do now. Yep, they spike the ball now with 16 seconds remaining. I think they're a little nervous about getting the kicking team onto the field without a timeout. So they don't take a chance, it looks like. They are going to possibly give it a shot right now.
And you go back to the timeout they took, deciding whether to go for it on fourth down. I think they took a second timeout, didn't they, Tom, and then punted?
I don't know if they took the second one, but the ball's at the 19-yard line. And
downwind, it's not as hard a kick for a kid who kicks as well as Carey.
What are they going to do here? They're not breaking the huddle. There's no timeout here. They just spiked the ball.
Clock's running, or not running.
Because they spiked the ball.
And the guys,
but they only still have a certain amount of time to get the play off.
There comes the flag. There it is. I could see the back judge.
Delay of game.
That's huge. Huge.
So that takes the ball back to the 24, and it makes it a 41-yard field goal. Still probably within range. Carey's kicked a 38-yarder. He's got 5 of them this year, but doesn't look like they're going to bring him on now.
I'll tell you, Tom,
so they're really taking a chance here because they have no timeouts. If this is caught in the field of play, can they get their kicker on in time?
A lot of wind at his back, too, I think.
Graziato alone in the backfield. And a whistle. Ocean City's calling timeout. Clock was stopped anyway, so they want to talk it over. So it's interesting here. The ball's at the 24-yard line. And keep in mind it's probably a little wet, too, so that's a factor with the possible kick coming up here. The rides aren't open at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, but this is a good time to get bargains for next summer. At Wonderland Pier, your tickets never expire. Bring your leftover tickets from this year to the park when it opens next spring. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. Staten's Gallery, on Asbury Avenue, there is downtown Gillian's. Williamstown has scored, takes a 14-7 lead over St. Augustine. Williamstown, as we said, ranked number 1 in South Jersey. and undefeated. Those two teams playing for their division championship. St. Augustine has won 5 in a row. Pleasantville 32, Middle Township 3. Okay, Mainland set to go here. Graziato takes the snap, rolling to the right, throwing for the end zone. There's a guy out there, but he's covered. The pass is incomplete. But that does stop the clock with 8 seconds left, and Sean Carey's coming on the field. So the decision was to throw the ball into the end zone so that they definitely would either score a touchdown or the clock would be stopped and they'd have a chance for Carey to get on.
Well thrown pass and well covered defensively. So, you know.
Ball's on the 24. They'll put it down on the 31. So Sean Carey trying a 41-yard field goal. He has a 38-yarder. And
the Raiders are icy.
Ocean City's going to call timeout, their final timeout. Sean Carey has 5 field goals this year, 6 in his career. And as we said, his longest is 38 yards. Most of the others were the typical chip shots that you get in high school, 31, 33. No, he has a 37 as well. So if you're going to have somebody try to win a game for you, this is the guy. He already won one. They beat Oakcrest 3-0. And he's going to try to win this one here.
Mainland has always had good kickers, Tom.
Yep. Jim Cooper, who was the original good kicker back in the, 80s, is big reason. He's been coaching most of these guys. All right, Kyle Goodman to hold. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up. It's high enough. And it is good. With 2 seconds left, Mainland takes the lead, 24-21.
Wow. Well, you knew he had the foot, and he's a great kicker. There's no question about it. 6th of the year, 41-yard field goal. You just don't see that happen very often, and he has won some games for the Mustangs this year.
Well, in particular, he's won 2, but I'm sure he's contributed to some others. Now, there's a player running a flag across the field here, and the clock actually says all zeros, but it said 2 seconds when I looked at the end of the kick. Now, Ocean City players actually...
Yeah, well, the Mainland player brought the Mainland flag out and jammed it into the ground in midfield, which kind of irritated the Ocean City's players, which, you know, this has been a great football game between these kids, and they've really, that was just something that you don't do.
Somebody did that a couple of weeks ago in college football. Maybe that's where they saw it. But the clock says all zeros, but it was 2 seconds on that clock after they signaled that field goal was good.
I think they're going to put a second or two back on. Are they? No, maybe not.
The officials seem to be leaving the field, though they're doing it very slowly, and the teams are lining up to shake hands. So I think this football game's over.
Kevin Smith saying get the players away. He wants the officials to come back on the field and put a second back on the clock.
I think it should be 2 seconds. I don't know why the time would have run off. And the officials are, the referee, Frank Burbridge, isn't out there. Now he comes out there. There's the other officials who are talking to Kevin Smith and the Ocean City coaches. And quite frankly, with 2 seconds left in the game, there's got to be a penalty against Mainland for running that flag onto the field. Now, they have completed their handshake. Half the Ocean City team and half of it is on the sidelines with their coaches. Now the officials are going to huddle up again. It's been an interesting game with a lot of developments in it, and the ending of it here is much like that. There's a couple of players out there from opposite teams hugging each other and shaking hands. Of course, one of the guys that's shaking hands out there is Mike Williscroft, who played for Mainland last year. So he's got a lot of friends on that team. Ocean City's gone into the end zone. Mainland into the opposite end zone. There's still a discussion. The officials are not leaving the field. They're going back onto the field. So what's going on here? There's people doing post-game interviews. Dave Klemick is out doing an interview with Chuck Smith, and he's interrupted by the referee, who apparently is telling him there's time left. And if there's time left, how can you not give, well, on the other hand, maybe that Mainland kid thought the game was over. Still wasn't a classy move to stick a flag in the center of somebody's field, but he probably saw it on television. But normally, if the game was not over and you did that, it's going to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty. But if you thought the game was over, I guess that doesn't apply, because the scoreboard apparently was allowed to run down to 0. Now we'll see how much time they put up here. It looks like 1 second. 1 second. So Ocean City players are pretty excited, but this has got to be a pretty spectacular play for it to matter. There is a rule that's interesting, by the way. You can call a fair catch on a kickoff. And if you do, you're allowed to kick a field goal from the tee, just like you would kick off. But I don't know if that's much of an option in this situation. So Ocean City is going to get a chance to receive the kickoff with 1 second left. Should be 2, but doesn't matter. It's going to run out as soon as the ball is touched. Mainland is going to have to decide what to do. Do they kick deep and just to get it downfield? They certainly won't kick it out of the end zone, because that would give Ocean City a play from the 20-yard line. Do they just kick a ground ball, an onside type of kick? But if it doesn't go 10 yards for some reason, then the clock doesn't start. So we'll see what the decision is by Mainland. But all they want to do is get the clock started. Ocean City has like every receiver on the team on the field. I don't think there's anybody out there over 175 pounds. They're all receivers and backs. So they're all people with hands and a little bit of quickness. And Sean Carey, who's kicked the field goal that seems to have won the game for Mainland, is going to kick off here, and we'll see what the decision is. They're lined up. Carey approach. It's a short kick, a ground ball. It goes out of bounds. So Ocean City will have a play from the 35-yard line. That was one option we didn't discuss. I don't know that he did that on purpose. He tried to kick a ground ball toward the side, but I don't think he intended for it to go out of bounds. That's almost the worst situation. But it's still 65 yards away. And Ocean City has to score on this play or get a penalty against Mainland, or the game is over. The Mustangs lead at 24-21 on the 41-yard field goal by Sean Carey. His 7th of his career, his 6th this year. First, actually, they're going to get it on the 40. Why are they going to get it on the 40? I guess that's where it went out of bounds, because that's the other option. So they're getting it on the 40. 1st and 10 at the 40. Alone in the backfield is Ungst. He sets up. He throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Pass knocked down by Brandon Batts, and now it's official. Mainland has won the game 24-21 over Ocean City and clinched the championship of the Independence Division of the West Jersey Football League. We think both of these teams will play in the Group 4 playoffs next week, but of course that won't be official until Sunday. Actually won't be official until Monday. But it looks like both of these teams will still play in the playoffs. But Mainland has won the division. the Independence Division. Right now, Ocean City has a higher rating than Mainland coming into this week. If they should still have a higher rating after this game, Mainland will jump ahead of them, because there's a new regulation this year for the NJSIA that if a team is right behind another team and they beat them, even if their points don't push them ahead of them, they'll jump ahead of them because they beat them on the field. At any rate, we'll find out about that on Saturday or Sunday. We do know that Mainland has won the division with this win 24-21. We'll wrap things up when we come back. You're listening to Cape Atlantic League football on 106.3 The Shore.